Publisher journey video for HowExpert. Today I worked on my most likely to be my next book, HowExpert Guide to Cooking. Okay, it came out to about yesterday. I did the content and finished it in terms of the content. Came out to be around 53,000 words. A little longer than I wanted it to be because I like to keep it like quick how-to guides, around 35,000 to maybe 40,000 words. But you know, it is what it is. It had 20 chapters, so that's why it became around 50,000 words. But you know what? It's all good. It came out to be very comprehensive. It covers all aspects of cooking, including classic dishes and recipes. Has a chapter about that as well multiple chapters on how to cook all types of food in all continents too. I included it to be all continents. Just like a basic introductory guide to cooking. Okay, especially for beginners who want to just get started into cooking. So stay tuned for that. And then today I also was searching for the right image on Deposit Photos and Shutterstock.com, which I'm a paid member of for both of them. But I prefer using Deposit Photos because I've been using that for years. So I just want to, I just prefer Deposit Photos. I've also talked to them, their support staff, and it's just a lot easier to use, and they have great customer support. They even contact me here once in a while, so I just like that company a little bit. It's a little more customer friendly, I would say. Shutterstock is good too, but I haven't really dealt with them as many years. But yeah, I was looking for the right image. Sometimes, so I was looking at 3 to 5 images that I kind of liked. I didn't find the one that I really wanted per se, but I found the best I could. Searching both platforms, and came down to my final 3 to 5, and I sent over those to my designer today. And then I'll wait for the samples and pick the best one from there, And after that, while I was searching for images, here's a cool thing about this. Sometimes people like to delegate searching the image, but for me, I like to pick the image myself, because once the book cover is finished, the book is finished, it's just like a lot harder to go back and fix it later on. Although you could, especially with Amazon. But some platforms like Ingram Spark, it can be harder to, you got to pay to revise it for $25 after 90 days or something like that. Or they have a charge fee. So I like to have the final say when it comes down to picking the right image. Other than that, here's another thing. But there's a quick benefit, even as a publisher, searching for your own image. Because what I found out is sometimes when you're searching for a specific topic, image on Deposit Photos, for example, you come across other similar topics that are not exactly about cooking, similar to cooking, but it could be a different niche topic. For example, while I was searching, I found an image of someone recording themselves cooking or something like that. So I had an idea right then and there. Boom, mukbang. I already know this topic, but that topic came to my mind. I was like, you know what? I might do a book about HowExpert Guide to Mukbang. You know how people eat in front of the screen and whatnot. So I'm gonna consider doing that in the future. So that's another idea you can come up with. You come up with ideas all the time when you're driving. Even there's businesses of all types in all industries everywhere, and that could be another book topic, especially if you're a publisher like myself who publishes all topics from A to Z. But yeah, mukbang is started from Korea, I believe. It's a Korean word. So I was like, you know what? Let me do that book as a potential book in the future, And that's more of a niche audience, but you know what? Niche topics do well because there's less competition and so forth, right? So I'll consider doing a book about mukbang. Maybe one of my next books. I also have 3 other books I'm working on right now that are pretty much finished and formatted. The only thing I'm holding myself back from publishing is because I still need some images that I need to include in those books, because these 3 unique topics I have, I won't mention what the topics are right now. They're very unique, by the way. They kind of require images to learn the topic, so I wanted to include at least, 5 plus to 10 plus images minimum, just to, satisfy the basics about that image, okay? And later on, I could add more images in the future and so forth to certain books. So that's why I'm kind of like I've slowed down with publishing certain books I already finished in terms of the content and the text. But I will get to it when it comes to, I'll get to publishing once I find images for the book interior, for the book content, okay? And I don't, right now, I'm kind of like, I'm using AI for ChatGPT for content and whatnot, but I kind of want to slow down with the images. I don't want to use AI for images unless I absolutely need it. I'll first search from deposit photos, Shutterstock, because I already have a paid membership. But if I really cannot find any images there, then I'll go use AI using platforms like Midjourney and so forth, So after this, I got to exercise for a little bit, and after that, I'm going to go get back to work and format my next book, HowExpert Guide to Cooking, and draft it out, set it up on all the platforms, and publish it ASAP, and then move on to the next topic, okay? Yeah, I want to finish. I have 3 other books that are finished in terms of content. I just want to finish those ASAP. It's all finished, formatted pretty much, but I didn't publish it because I still got to include images. That's the thing about publishing books that kind of require images to learn the topic. It takes a longer time, sometimes twice as longer. That's the challenge. But yeah, I'm still being consistent every day though. I just came from an event pretty much this week. Sometimes going to events are great, but it kind of slows down the momentum, the flow, I noticed. Like, I was in a flow before this event, like just publishing 2 books a week, boom, boom, boom. But like after I went to this event, like I kind of can't come back. And like you got to readjust. You talk to other people and whatnot, and you think you talk about what you're doing. Some people give you some feedback here and there, even though they're not from your doing the exact thing you're doing. So you think about, oh, maybe I should do this differently. It kind of slows things down sometimes. There's benefits to going to the events, but sometimes going too much can slow you down from doing you. I remember about many years ago actually, I went to like 11 or 10 events in a year, like an event every single month. It was crazy. I joined a program and that required you to go to these seminars and whatnot. Almost every single month they had it, so it was a little too much. Sometimes, that's why I don't want to go to an event all the time. It slows you down from doing the work. It kind of can slow down your momentum. And that's why next month, I'm still 50-50 about the book publishing event. I may go, I may not go. It'll be for a whole week, but it'll slow me down from publishing. And I also noticed like some of the top publishers I see on YouTube, some of them, actually a lot of them, don't even go there. Don't even go to the event. I'm not saying events are not important. They are important. Last year I went to the event. It was important because I learned the importance, and I was more open-minded to using AI after that event. So that one idea from an event can change your life and your business, So that's what I got last year. But I went 3 years in a row to this event. It used to be called 20 Books to 50K. Now they rebranded themselves as Author Nation, I believe. But I don't know. I'm 50-50 about it because it's gonna take a whole week. I want to be in flow. I want to be in flow in terms of just publishing, boom, 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 content. And sometimes it takes about a week to not just be there, but another week kind of to prepare to go there and to come back, recuperate. So the whole month I could be like not doing as much publishing, And at the end of the day, what makes me money is publishing more books, It's creating. It's not consuming. So I'm still 50-50 about it. If there were more publishers like myself over there, the event I'm going to, I would consider it. But right now, when I went there, it was great, but it was mostly a lot of fiction authors, you know. Or if they did nonfiction, it's like people who do memoirs or something like that. They're not like publishers like you see on YouTube. So ideally, I'm looking for my own group, and I did meet some publishers. They were doing fairly well, but it wasn't that many people, to be honest. Like publishing nonfiction like myself as a publisher, independent publisher. That's the type of people I'm looking for, actually. And I see that more on YouTube space than even at the big events. So, although I went to one event that was really small, much smaller back in the days, it was mainly for publishers, and that was pretty cool. I mean, other fellow publishers who are doing really well. Some are still doing it in a great level, and that's my next goal. Like, I want to find my own group. I want to find my own audience. Maybe I need to create my own group, you know? Maybe I need to create my own, like, Facebook group, like, just for publishers like myself, so we can talk the same language. But sometimes, like, when I see authors, like, in the event I go to, they only want to talk to you if you're in the same genre. Or that's kind of considered, like, the recommendation. And it makes sense, you know, but then you find out, at least for me, not a lot of people are doing what I'm doing as an independent publisher. You know? So it's very hard to find people like that. If I could find other people who are doing something like me, then, you know, we can really talk and speak the same language and cut to the chase and get right to the point in terms of sharing, you know, tips and ideas that's working and whatnot, and just move forward. That's what I want to do. And I've actually seen some publishers out there on the YouTube world, and I've been so busy doing right now, I got to get better at connecting with other publishers who are successful, especially, you know, because, like, sometimes when you do publishing, or authors or publishers, even if all genres, it could be a very solo journey. You're kind of like an artist, a painter. You're painting by yourself. You don't really need a lot of people to work with, right? You don't have coworkers and whatnot. You just work alone. So sometimes you're in your own lane, in your own world, and that's cool because you're doing your own thing. But at the same time, I think it's really important to meet like-minded people who are doing the same type of business in the same type of industry as you. Now, this event I'm going to, I recommend it for self-publishers, authors, especially if you're a fiction author, even non-fiction, if you're writing your own books on your own, even publishers, right? But for me, it's been a challenge finding publishers like myself, you know? And I gotta search online, and I gotta join these groups more, and I gotta connect and collaborate more. That's one thing that's kind of slowed me down. I wish I did that more. I've been kind of more like a lone ranger for all these years. I kind of preferred it because I kind of like being having my own space and doing my own thing, you know. Sometimes when you connect too much, it's like a lot of energy, you know. But I think it's important. I guess I gotta pick and choose, you know, and connect. But sometimes when you're consuming so much, you can slow you down, because if you talk to some people, they're like, oh, you gotta do it this way, you gotta do it this way, and then you kind of start to doubt. Maybe a little bit of doubts creep in, like, oh, maybe the way I'm doing is not the way I should do. Okay, so that's why it's important to be on your own first and foremost, to have your own vision. But like Jeet Kune Do, like Bruce Lee's martial arts, pick and choose. Pick what works for you and add it to your style. Whatever doesn't work for you, take it out and create your own style at the end of the day. Like Bruce Lee said, be like water. You know, water flows and it can crash. You put water into a cup, it becomes a cup. You put water into a teapot, it becomes a teapot. Be like water, my friend. Right? Be like water, my friend. So be flexible, adapt, learn from others, and create your own style at the end of the day. create your own publishing business in your own way, your own style, your own brand. That's it. That's the lesson I have for the day. Thanks for watching. I gotta go. Talk soon. All right. Take care. Bye.